This is the Honest Fit Life. But before we get into all that, I wanted to give you full disclosure that we are not fitness trainers, doctors, or healthcare professionals. We are just everyday regular people that are sharing what has worked for us, and what has worked for us may not work for you. This is not meant to be a guide for weight loss or fitness training, just our experiences. So before beginning any weight loss program or fitness training, consult your doctor or healthcare provider. All right, everybody, I am David. I'd like to welcome you to the show, and joining me today is my wife, Mandy,
Hello, everyone.
and our son, Gabe.
Hey everyone.
So, on this episode, we're going to give you guys some personal updates, how our progress is going, things we're going through right now, and from this point forward. And we'll probably do this periodically. We'll, kind of give you guys updates of how our fitness training is going, and where we're at with goals and future ambitions. We're also going to be covering how hard should you be training at the gym. So
Right.
how hard should you be pushing at the gym? So we'll start off with the updates. I guess I'll go first. Um, so I am roughly 7 weeks into a shoulder injury that I thought was getting better. And recently, I was feeling pretty good. I wasn't having a whole lot of pain. So I decided to, do an upper body workout to see how I could handle it. And through the course of that, um, it started hurting again,
Yeah.
like really bad. So apparently I wasn't fully healed, and this actually felt a lot worse than it did the first time. So got a hold of my doctor, and they scheduled an MRI for my shoulder. And so I went and had that done, and what that revealed was I have a fractured collarbone right over the shoulder, right where it attaches to the shoulder. So that means that I am completely done for probably 6 to 8 weeks. I talked to the doctor again tomorrow and should get a better idea. Um, Basically, so what I think was going on the whole time is I probably had a small fracture in my collarbone, and wasn't fully healed. And when I went back in and started working out, I re-fractured it,
Yeah.
re-broke it, and probably a little worse than it was the first time. Because it definitely hurts more now than it did the first time. I mean, as far as I can remember, that was, like I said, 7 weeks ago.
Right.
So basically, I just reset the clock on myself, and the progress I'm going to lose now for the next 6 to 8 weeks. And I don't really plan on doing a whole lot of any gym during this time. Even legs is going to be a little difficult for the simple fact that doing squats, putting that kind of weight and pressure on my shoulders.
Right. Even RDLs.
Yeah, RDLs, anything. I mean, I need to baby my collarbone now
Right.
until it fully heals. I definitely don't want to keep re-injuring it. It is, as far as I understand, and I'll know more tomorrow. I believe it is still attached. I don't think the break didn't go all the way through the collarbone, but it went a good chunk of the way through. So if it's still intact, it's still attached. I should heal up nicely without having to go for surgery or anything like that. I mean, there's not much they can do if the bone's
Yeah.
still partially held together and still in alignment. Then just natural course of healing will fix that.
Yeah.
But we're talking 6 to 8 weeks, hopefully not too much longer than that. And then at that point, get back in the gym and basically start over. And
Yeah.
maybe not from square one,
I
but
wouldn't
start with
say
lightweight.
I wouldn't say it's completely starting over. You may be okay. You may lose a little bit of progress.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the saying I've heard so much that you lose muscle mass after like 2 weeks of not working out.
Right.
It's not true. I've seen so many times where people don't go to the gym for a month or two. It's like you lose some, but not much. So you won't be like starting over. Like if you get an injury like what David has right now, it's like don't lose all hope.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, and what I'm never going to be any worse off theoretically than
Yeah.
when I started at the gym. So even if I go back to that point, like a complete reset,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. In 6 months or whatever, I'll be right back up to where I was. If I took the same course of progression, I would end up at the same point, given the same amount of effort and time. Now, granted,
Possibly.
through the course of our workouts and stuff, we started different programs and we started training differently. More towards the end of this, when I got injured, or that was more when we started. We'd been on it for like a month or month and a half,
Yeah.
and saw a lot quicker results and progress through that format.
Yeah,
So
you could actually be further in 6 months. You could be further along than you have in the last 6 months
correct, and
with the
that's
new program.
yeah. But as long as I stick with the new
Hmm.
the whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's basically the same exercises, just different reps
yeah.
and a little bit different philosophy behind it.
But see, also during these 6 weeks, what are you going to be doing different with food wise?
Okay, so I've already cut back calories, and I'm now on a calorie deficit. And I'm going to stay on that for a while. So I'm going to use this as a cut opportunity, which we discussed on the last episode. So I'm
Hmm.
going into a full cut phase. I will still probably go to the gym once in a while and strictly do cardio.
Hmm.
Maybe get on the treadmill or maybe just the bikes. And try to keep something at this point.
Right.
Like I said, legs are really limited because I can't use my upper body for anything. Can't put any pressure on it,
Yeah.
and can't stress it in any way. So, what machines I can do without having to use my upper body to control stuff, it's a possibility. But
Yeah.
knowing me, I don't want to be over tempted when I'm at the gym to
Which is
say, "Hey, I wonder if I could do this
which is
again."
why you are where you are.
Right. And I had a feeling, I did have a feeling that I was probably pushing it by doing what I was doing. I mean, my gut was saying give it more time, but it felt
Yeah.
really good. I mean, my shoulder was feeling good. I wasn't having pain as much. I mean, it was like only if I moved in a certain way can I kind of sort of feel it. And I thought, okay, let's give it a shot. So obviously
Right.
that was a huge mistake.
I mean, you didn't know. We
No.
didn't know.
No, so
I
I
mean, who
never
fractures their collarbone?
right, and I never went in and had X-rays or anything like that done because we thought it was just basically soft tissue issues with tendons or whatever, and that was the treatment course that I was on, was
Yeah.
with that expectation because where the collarbone's broken is right where the tendons and everything join together,
Right.
and so that's why it was kind of misdiagnosed originally as a tendon strain when in reality it was a bone fracture.
Yeah.
So I got a long road ahead of me, but like I said, it's not the end of the world. It's just a different way of looking at it for a while, and I will get back. And I thought about posting a screenshot of my MRI on my Instagram page if you guys want to look at it. It's a little bitty
Hmm.
fracture, but I'll put that up there.
Don't you have 2 fractures?
I'm not sure I got to talk to the doctor tomorrow and hopefully get a little better idea if there's more than one. From my understanding, there's only one.
Right.
So
I mean, he has. You have inflammation as well going on. It's just that whole end of your shoulder, like where your shoulder,
right,
like right on the side of your shoulder. That's
right,
where all of his injuries are.
yep.
That's stuff that's
So I
going
mean,
on.
some of it's just due to age and previous lifestyle. I
Yeah.
mean, I know I'm gonna have joint issues in general.
Yeah.
But this is more structural. It's not so much just joint. And so, like I said, I'm in quite a bit of pain again. But I'll get through it. Like I said, at least I know that at least at this point, what I know is I shouldn't have to have surgery, and I just need to take care of my shoulder and not use it for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I should be fine. So that's it for me. I'll keep you guys posted how my shoulder's doing. So Gabe, where are you at with your fitness journey? You having any progress or setbacks?
So not too long ago, I think it was like Friday. Yeah, it was like Friday. I had like a PR on dumbbells. I was like pressing 60 pounds, which is pretty good. My goal is to just reach to like 70, 75, which is quite a bit. I feel like still for like my age too. Um, and I don't know. I've seen some like strength gains, but I've also lost sort of like my abs a little bit. I've been having setbacks of like eating kind of more towards the unhealthy side and not like I haven't been doing too much cardio lately, which is not helping out my workouts with energy wise, and then also not helping just everyday lifestyle wise with having like energy and things like that. So I want to work on just trying to eat better basically and like focus on just kind of like cutting sort of down my fat percentage and just like focusing on cardio more, and doing that instead of doing a ton of exercises each time I work out and things like that. So, yeah.
All right. So basically, you're in the bulking stage, but maybe a little more on the gaining fat side.
Yeah, sort of. I
Sort
mean,
of.
I wouldn't 100% not call myself a fat person.
No, not at all.
So,
No.
yeah. But I just have just like a little bit of
A little bit
belly-
of cushion.
yeah, a little bit of belly fat,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is kind of
Right. And
taking.
I think we've
away
all
that, so.
kind of got to that point with, the nutrition that we've been doing and our calorie goals that we've had.
Mm.
I think we've all kind of, put on a little bit of extra cushion,
Yeah.
and which is where the cut phase comes in, and you try to shed that off. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, Mandy, what about you? Any progress or setbacks?
Yeah, I've been noticing quite a bit of progress in the last 2, 3 weeks. I had a PR as well on Wednesday. I did for RDLs. I did 120 pounds
Mm-hmm.
for RDLs. That was pretty impressive. I was proud of myself. I went to go lift it, and I really had to heave-ho it. But I was able to do 6 reps on 120 pounds, and I was like, awesome.
Okay.
I've noticed a lot of glute gains in the last few weeks.
Okay.
Um, I've noticed I'm able to lift, do more weights on like biceps and triceps. I'm starting to pull more weight, upwards of 35 to 40 pounds. Stuff's just getting easier.
Mm-hmm.
I've just noticed that in the last few weeks. Setbacks, I had to in the last couple weeks. I mean, I've had sugar this week, but for about 2 months, I was not behaving myself.
Right.
So it kind of put a setback. Because I noticed it started affecting me, my body wise, just mental clarity, workouts, stuff like that. So I went pretty much about 2 weeks without any processed sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a little mini detox. So for the first couple days, it was bad. Like I ate a lot of fruit, and fruit's fine because fruit's natural. That's a controversy, I guess. Maybe we can talk about it some other time. But it really helps curb that sugar craving
Mm-hmm.
of wanting cookies or donuts and chocolate and candy
Mm-hmm.
and ice cream. So that's something I've definitely been working on, but I would say it's like a true setback. But and right now I'm just kind of working towards possibly cutting a little, because I've
Mhm.
bulked up quite a bit in the last 2, 3 months.
Right. Okay. So, sounds like you're progressing really well.
Mhm.
I mean, we all have setbacks. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to give you too much of a hard time for it,
Yeah,
but I mean,
I got a hard time for
when
it.
you slip like that, it never helps. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's not the worst thing.
Yeah,
So, and especially if you recognize it and you get yourself out of it and get back on track.
Yeah.
For me, getting on track, I guess, is more the most important part of it.
Yeah.
Is getting out of that rut and then getting back onto a healthier, sustainable path.
Mhm.
So, okay. So let's talk about how hard should you be training at the gym. So, Gabe, this was your topic. So, what did you have in mind with this?
So basically, I just want to touch base on this just because some people either work out too much and start kind of like killing their muscle because they're training it too hard and not allowing rest, or they're just doing like 10 exercises or even more, each time they work out, and they're just not they're tearing their muscle too much and not having that kind of like, I guess, like kind of like perfect range sort of. And then there's also kind of like the opposite of not working out like at all, and not pushing each time you work out, and like having that like progressive overload, and that each time you work out, you push a little bit more, like you go harder each time.
Right. So actually, I have a good example for you on that. So with my shoulder injury, and I've been focusing on legs, and I have realized that doing legs 3 times a week, that after probably 2 weeks of that, that
Mhm.
my legs were actually fairly fatigued. So then I realized that I was tired as soon as I started. My legs were already kind of broke down.
Right.
And I wasn't able, the weight started getting less and less. I couldn't do as much weight, even though I'm working them more and more.
Yeah.
So
And
in,
that's
in a,
only 3 days a week.
yeah, so in a way, I did go backwards with it by
Mhm.
not giving those muscles a chance to heal and build.
Right.
It actually did cause some setbacks. So and then there was like 1 week that I think I did maybe it was like maybe Monday, Wednesday, and I did not do legs.
Possible. Yeah.
For 4 or 5 days or whatever, and I noticed that did help out quite a bit.
Right.
And then recently, I've just gone back to one leg day a week, which is our Wednesday workout.
Yeah.
And realized that okay, so now that my legs have healed and rebuilt, they actually are considerably stronger than when I started the whole process. But during that time, I hit a plateau that the the workouts just weren't effective because I was already so broken down and so tired
Right.
that it really, in my opinion, became pointless to keep pushing and doing legs over and over and over again without ever getting them a chance to rest and heal. And it became ineffective after a fairly short period of time.
Mhm.
Mm.
So I definitely agree with what Gabe said, and then obviously not doing anything
Mm. Yeah, I
would
guess
be the opposite.
touching base on that. I have an article right here, Healthline, talking about weekly volume versus frequency, and it says an important consideration whether you want to knock out your weekly training volume in one workout or spread it out across several. The frequency of your muscle group training or the number of sessions per week can make a difference in your results. So, like utilizing 3 to 4 sessions per week to hit your training volume will likely provide better results than doing it all at once because of one key factor: recovery.
Mm-hmm.
You'll
Mhm.
be less fatigued, and your muscles will be allowed to rest, allowing for better performance even at the end of your sets.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, just don't go all out each time, and allow a day or two, for that muscle group to rest and then go again. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Recovery is pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
So for you,
Well,
so you
we've
don't get
we've
fatigued.
been we've been running under the principle of you work that muscle once a week or that muscle
Yeah.
group once a week. So like legs,
Yeah.
you work all of your lower half once a week, and then upper half we broke it down into chest, back, and then arms and shoulders.
Right. I mean, I would
And
say that's pretty standard. I mean, if you're more advanced, like I know bodybuilders or competition people, they're working out 5, 6 days a week, and they split it up even more. Or they'll
Mhm.
even do like 2 leg days a week. They'll do like hamstrings and glutes, and they'll do like quads and calves.
right, but they're staying off of those previously worked
Yeah.
muscles
Yeah.
to
You never
to a
want.
certain
Yeah.
extent.
You never want to work the same muscle group
Mm-hmm.
twice a week.
Right.
I mean, it's too much.
It is.
Your body needs time to recover.
Yes, and I can definitely testify to that fact
Hmm.
that what I saw with what I did, how it was affecting me and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I
Well,
would definitely agree with that.
yeah. Me personally, I sort of disagree with that, but just from what I see from people online, and then my energy wise, and just my love for working out, I I even worked out twice, 2 muscle groups per week, anyways, with my brother before he left. Um, it's kind of here an article, the same article. It's talking about like choosing your split, which basically the point of a workout split is to give specific muscle groups time to rest before challenging them again while still hitting the full body every week. And one of the exercises, which we've talked about for like beginners, which is a great one, is a full body split.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, example is like Monday full body, Tuesday rest, Wednesday full body, Thursday rest, Friday full body, Saturday rest, Sunday rest. And you're just slowly going into it, doing only like 3 sets, 10 to 12
Yeah.
reps,
That is great
And-
for beginners for
Mhm.
sure.
and you're only doing like 5 exercises or whatever, just something really light, gives you days to recover, and so you won't be super fatigued and your body won't be like whoa and be like super sore.
Right.
Then there's like a body part split, which is like 5 days a week, and you're basically doing Monday chest, Tuesday legs, Wednesday rest, Thursday back, Friday shoulders, Saturday abs, and then Sunday rest. Which is all right. That seems like a pretty good like split for I guess an intermediate, or if you, I don't know if you want to integrate that in, but it seems pretty good. And then there's the upper lower split, which is like 4 days a week, and it's just 2 upper body days and 2 lower body days. And you're just doing like 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. That's another beginner split too. It's a pretty good split. I think I've done that split before. Push pull. I usually did push pull legs. I think this is probably a little bit more of a beginner one. Push pull legs is kind of known as like a bro split. And you're basically doing Monday push, Tuesday pull, Wednesday legs, and then Thursday rest, and then you're doing it again.
Yeah. So push exercises would be like, push would be like chest, triceps, shoulders, quads, and calves. And pull would be like back, biceps, hamstrings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hamstrings and quads and calves would be, yeah. If that's part of the push pull. If you did push pull legs, then quads, calves, and hamstrings would be part of your legs, and then you would hit tries, shoulders, and chest on push day, back and arms, or back and buys on pull day.
Right.
So, and that's what I did. That's my old like split.
Right. I've seen a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do push and pull days. That's how they separate their workouts.
Right. It looks like they're doing full body stuff, and they are to a point, but it's not a true full body workout.
Yeah. But it's I've seen other people do stuff. I mean, especially if you have like work or whatever, you can try to add, arms and shoulders on a day or whatever, which is what we do. Or you could do chest and back, which a lot of people do, because it's really tiring though. I would definitely not really recommend that for a beginner, because those are 2 massive body parts, and you're pushing a lot of weight, and you're
I've seen a lot of people do
yourself.
back and biceps.
Right.
Well,
back and tries.
Well, because push pull legs is because those muscle groups, like your biceps and your back, you're pulling basically, and then shoulders and chest you're pushing,
Yeah.
Right. Triceps you're pushing
you
the
think
muscle.
You got to think with the exercises, you're pushing away or you're pulling. So that's push pull.
Okay. So, do you have more to that, or was that pretty much what you had for that? So I was going to cover how many exercises should you be doing. I
guess it's kind of this incorporates that with that. I guess the 2.
Like how many exercises should you be doing at the gym?
Yeah. So
like
say any given workout day, should you be doing 10 exercises, less?
I would probably.
It's an opinion based.
Yeah,
question.
It's very opinion based.
So here it says, this is a different article. It says 3 to 5 exercises per session, which is pretty good. It's
right.
efficient.
I always thought about 6.
It's pretty efficient.
Yeah, for me, I feel it's you should be doing a minimum of 5.
Right.
Here, I'm looking through it. Yeah, they're talking about like overtraining, which if you're doing like 10 exercises, that's overtraining.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
Right.
Like you're
and also incorporates how long you're at the gym for. 5 exercises, you can be at the gym for an hour and a half.
Right.
If you're doing 3 sets per exercise, sometimes you have to wait for machine. You're warming up when you get there. You're, that kind of thing. So if you're doing like 10, 12 exercises, you're at the gym for a long time.
Right. I mean, my feeling is you can hit everything you need to within that 5 or 6.
Yes.
Different exercises, and then my feeling beyond that, since you've already worked the muscle, whatever muscle you're gonna tackle again, it's already fatigued. It's already broken down. So it's almost, in my opinion, pointless to go do something that's not effective when you should have just stopped where you were. And let them, let everything take its course from there as far as the healing. Yeah,
you could be potentially fatiguing your muscles even more by doing exercises that aren't as effective.
Right.
Which is then wasting your time at the gym. It's working smarter.
Right.
It's training smarter.
Right. And it'd be for you to decide what exercises are going to target those muscles the most effectively for you.
Yeah.
So obviously, just focus on what, basically get in and get out. Do what you need to, but don't do more than that,
Right.
because more is not better in a lot of cases.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, no. It's
So
not.
I would say with this, less is more effective to a point. Okay, so when was the last time you upped the weight? So that's a good
Yeah.
good thing for you to look at. When was the last time you upped your weights on any given exercise?
Yeah. I have a really good example. This friend of mine that I have, she was talking to me about exercise and her routine and stuff about 2-3 weeks ago. She feels like she hit a wall, so I started talking to her. She's doing like 15 pounds. She's fairly new. I would say she's been working out for a while now, but she's been doing 15 pounds and doing 3 reps of 15. She's doing 3 sets, with 15 reps each. And I'm like, hey, when was the last time you upped your weight? She's like, it's probably been about 3 months.
Okay.
And I was like, whoa. Okay, if you're doing 15 reps and 3 sets, I'm like, you should be upping your weight.
Right.
And some people are afraid to. They're like, oh, I don't think I can do, by increasing 5 or 10 pounds. Like, I don't think I can do it. Like, if it's starting to feel lighter and lighter, like the weight should be like, it's not impossible to lift, but you shouldn't be flinging the weight.
Right. So I guess the program we were focusing on, it was basically first set 15 reps.
Yeah.
With the whatever weight you're at. And then you should be able to do 10 to 12 on your second set.
Mm-hmm.
And at those points, you want to basically be like on your first set at 15, that last one should be a struggle.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just be able to, throw it up, no problem.
But if I'm,
on the 15th, like
Right.
hey, I can do another 10 and still go. Okay, that
yes,
means that means your weight is too low.
Yep.
That you've surpassed that weight level, and you need to up the weight. And so the goal should be, take this new weight. I need to get 15 reps on my first set with it.
Mhm.
Even if the last couple are a struggle, that's fine. The next set you go up, you should focus on 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Try to hit those goals, and then on your third set, 6 to 8. So each time your muscles are already breaking down more and more, so you can't push them as far.
Yeah.
But if you can get through 3 sets of 15 reps, you're
it's too late.
Yeah.
You should be upping your weight, and
Right.
what that can do, you're gonna increase your metabolism more. You're gonna be burning more calories. You're gonna be increasing your muscle. If you're just doing minimal weight, it's not going to do much for you. What it's going to do is just maintain where you are. You're
Right.
not going to be building.
You plateaued.
Yes.
You plateaued. And so if your
And that's
goal,
what happens a lot. When you feel like you've plateaued, up your weight.
Mm-hmm. I know there's people that, we've seen people at the gym that don't up their weight, and in fact are doing very little weight.
There's one particular guy we know at the gym.
Yeah. And
we don't know him, but he's there every single time. I think
he's
he
probably
goes
there
every
5
day.
or 6 days a week.
Yes.
He does not do a lot of weight on any exercise.
He does minimal, like 5 or 10 pounds.
Yeah, or depending on certain
I don't-
machines.
yeah,
I've seen him go up to like maybe 40, but
It's weird seeing this.
But he goes
Yeah.
really slow. His movements are very slow, very controlled.
Yeah.
And I think he's just focusing more time under tension than
Yeah.
the weight itself.
I mean,
he's just holding that weight.
This guy's
in
been
that
going
space for a while.
for a year solid since I started going with David or Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been there the entire time. He literally looks the exact same.
Right.
Same body, same arms, same legs. He doesn't do squats. He doesn't do anything on the Smith machines. But it's
Right.
like he's literally looks the same. And it's like if that's his goal, then great. But if you're like, oh, I'm not gaining muscle, I'm not getting any different, I feel like I hit a plateau, I'm like, well, what are your weights?
Right.
Like if he's actually wanting, like we've never talked to him, but if he's actually wanting to gain more muscle mass
Right.
and gaining more weight, but he's frustrated, it's like you need to up your weight.
Right. And I'm sure he's got his reasons for what he's
Yeah.
doing, and I respect that.
Yep.
It's not my place to
yeah.
judge.
If that's your goal, then
yeah,
I'm happy for
If
you.
you want to go in the gym and do 100 reps of 5 pounds, go for it. I mean, it's there's no rules necessarily. There are, some guidelines
Yeah.
with what you should be focusing on, but so you're saying your friend basically hit a plateau
Yeah.
and is just kind of maintaining that.
Yeah.
and you need to
Well, and she expressed,
periodically throw in
she's like,
upsets.
I don't know, 'cause I think she's doing like 15 pounds. And I was like, you should up to 20. And she's like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And I'm like, girl, you're already doing 15 reps in 3 sets.
Right.
I'm like, I'm sure
You're doing
you can.
45 reps of the same
Yeah, I'm
weight.
like, you
can
could
do
do like 8 reps at 20.
more. Right.
And then because your body doesn't know, I've noticed for myself when I'm like, I don't know if I can do that weight. Like, I'm a little worried. I will try it. I mean, do this, at your own discretion.
Right.
Don't go too crazy. Like, if I want to go 20 pounds up, like if I'm doing squats or if I'm doing what have you, once you kind of do it, it's weird kind of what happens. It's like your mind then goes, I can do this.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, within like 2 weeks to a month, you're doing that weight.
Right. As part of your regular.
Yeah. If you
program.
never did it, it's like your mind is kind of stuck. Your muscles are stuck. So when you like give that heave ho and kind
Mhm.
of like really get in, like grunt through it, next thing you know, you're actually doing it.
Right.
It's amazing how that happens.
Right. So yeah, definitely, like I said, if you feel like you've plateaued and you feel like you can go 1,000,000 reps at the weight you're at, try upping
Yeah.
your weight a little bit. I mean, you don't have to make huge jumps, but just up the weight and see how you react
It
to
can
it.
even be 5 pounds.
But see how you react to it. And like I
Yep.
said, if you aim for, that first set 15 rep mark, but at the 15 you're like done, that for me is the optimal weight you should be doing. If you feel like you can do a little more than that, you may be close to needing to up, but it's like when
Right.
it's no big deal and you can do it over and over and over again, then I would
Right.
say you're not pushing your muscles enough
Right.
at that weight level. So,
I think Gabe might have something here.
okay. Gabe, what do you got?
Well, I have a lot, but so yeah, basically like that scenario that you're talking about is basically you're not feeling wiped. If you're not feeling wiped out after a session, then maybe you should put on your mind that you should probably work harder next time. Like if you are getting so used to that routine or whatever of working out or that specific routine, and it's not you're not sweating, you're not like breathing heavy afterwards, or you're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I just felt like I got hit by a train or whatever, then I would encourage some like you guys to like think about like increasing the weight, and everyone starts small, like somewhere, like I did, you did,
Mm-hmm.
my mom did.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling you to just just go into the gym and start slamming like 100-pound dumbbells and breaking your
Yeah.
arm.
No.
I'm just saying like slowly add weight, like only like 10 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and 10 pounds is a lot. Like if you add 10 pounds to someone, you're going to notice like a lot. It's a huge difference.
Yes.
So, here it says, as your body accumulates to a prescribed rep and set scheme, 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Pretty basic.
Mm-hmm.
You'll gain a better understanding of knowing when a weight has become too easy. I like to use the last few reps on a set as a good indicator. Say you're doing a set of 10 dumbbell shoulder presses and reps 8, 9, 10 were fairly easy and you perform that set with little to no struggle at the end. Could you have done another 1 or 2, 3 reps?
Right.
The thing is, it's not all about weight too.
No.
The thing we were talking about,
Right.
Reps, if you're doing 10 reps and you have still 3 in the tank, then do 3. I was just watching a video earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and this is honestly why we're talking about this. This is because I just watched a video earlier. This guy, like, people still have, like, 20, 30% still left in them to do more.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not, like, unlocking that potential of doing 3 more reps. And honestly, if you're doing pretty heavy weight and you can do 3 more reps, I would encourage someone to like spot you or something. If you're doing dumbbell presses or something, spot a person. I've had people spot me at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps out a lot, And so you don't break your shoulder or whatever. They can help you get up the weight and hit a PR and something like that. And you're only adding, like, as I said, like 10 pounds or 5 pounds.
Right.
It's not that you're not adding 50 pounds.
Right. Yeah. Don't
Right.
do it in huge jumps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
said, for me, I just think even adding 5 pounds
Right. And you always
That's
want to,
fine.
yeah, I would always recommend testing at the lowest increments and see how you react to it.
Yeah, and it's you got to know yourself and you got to trust yourself. Like if you go to pick up dumbbells and you're just like and you're already grunting just trying to hold them, put them down.
Right.
But if you pick them up, like yeah, they're heavy and like yeah, I can do a curl. If you can
Mhm.
only do like 1 or 2 curls and you're like you're gonna die, put them down.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's too much
yeah.
weight.
But if you're
So,
like
yeah.
if you're just you're just doing reps nonstop with a weight, you can just do it like
5 pounds.
continuously
It's like,
for like 20, 30, and you're still not sweating. Yeah, you need to up your weight.
Right. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. What else do you have, Gabe?
And then he can kind of continues, like on the flip side, if you struggled and could barely finish your last couple of reps with good form, then don't increase your weight. That's a good sign too. Like if you are struggling with the weight, that's good.
Mhm.
Don't increase it.
Right.
Don't be an eagle lifter and add 10 more pounds and be like, I'm gonna hit this PR, and then you snap your shoulder.
That's how injuries happen.
We're not saying that's how my injury happened.
No.
Because we honestly don't know what happened.
We're honestly not 100% sure how his shoulder got fractured.
Yeah. Another indicator is the speed of the exercise and how you feel after you complete your prescribed sets. So as we said, like you're barely pushing that 15, but you still get that 15,
Mm-hmm.
and you're getting a big pump, and there's blood in your muscle, and you're like, whoa, that set like killed me, but you can still go. That's a great indicator that you're pushing yourself and you're doing good. And if you're just whatever, like really speeding through the curls or whatever, and you're just like just benching as fast as possible, then
That's not good.
you might want to increase the weight.
Yeah.
And like if your
You
last
you shouldn't be doing that anyway.
Mhm. And if you're like your last reps are like slow and strenuous and you feel out of breath, that's good.
Right.
Like you're pushing yourself to that limit of you can't breathe, you're barely going, you're benching like super slow, you're trying to lock it out, and then you lock it out. That's good. That's how people hit PRs, and it's you progressively overload over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying do it every single day, like just do it after, 2 weeks, or if you're skilled and you have a competition every week or whatever, just something like you want to.
What's the average? It's like about every 3 weeks to a month. You should be increasing your weight a little bit.
Something like that.
If
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're working out regularly and
Yeah.
you have good nutrition,
Yeah.
I would say that look for a small weight bump every 3 weeks to a month. That's where like I said, that's about that point you should plateau at the
Yeah.
weight you're currently at, and then need to up it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gabe, is there any more you want to add to this?
I want to say something else. I would like kind of sort of track, the weights you're sort of doing too. Like keep it in your brain. Like how much did you hit the last day or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Like just keep your PRs in mind and how much you're doing each time. Like because each day is not going to be the best day ever.
Right.
Like
You have off days.
yeah.
You have
Yeah.
days that
So-
you're just not, you didn't have great nutrition beforehand, or you didn't get enough rest the night before, or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to have days that you just don't perform at that optimum level.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And those days, I wouldn't call them a setback by any means. You just try to have the best workout you can with the conditions you're given.
Yes.
But I would say it's on days that you feel like you're running 100%, everything's feeling great.
Yeah.
Those are the days to gauge, where you're at weight-wise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you
For
look
sure.
at both. I would look at both. I mean, like on a crappy day, if I can't push the weight, then I need to lower it. Like if I'm just that far off.
Yeah.
And work with that same level each
Yeah.
time.
And it's okay
Yeah.
to have every once in a while, like on your off days, you just have a maintenance workout.
Right.
You're not trying to hit PRs. You're not trying to up your weights.
Yeah.
You're just going there because
Like
it's
like PRs
still
are on
good.
your good days. Like
Yeah.
I hit PRs when I'm just like, dude, I'm ready. Like I've been.
Yeah,
I
you
have,
go to the
I have
gym.
energy.
Yeah, you're pumped. You're
I'm just
ready.
like,
You're
dude,
feeling.
yeah.
You've gotten good nutrition. You've gotten. It's like
That's when I just
Then
start
you hit it.
slamming the weights.
Right.
Like I'm going. But
Right.
yeah.
I
So
guess
I want to add to that, though. So I would say if you're not feeling it, if you're really feeling off that day, you do have a choice. You have a couple choices. Yes, you can do just maintenance and just go through a light
Right.
workout, or you can go back home. You don't have to do it, right? The
Right.
gym's going to be there another day.
Right.
You're not building your body in one day. One session's not going to
No.
make or break really anything. And I would suggest that, if you're really just not feeling it, instead of risking injury, or
Right.
pushing yourself when you're really not up for it. Because a lot of people go, well, this is my routine, this is the weight I need to do, and your body's not really up to performing that.
Right.
That's where things you can have, you're not really there, you have bad form, and injuries occur.
Right.
So it is sometimes looking at, is it okay to just call it quits? Even if you show up at the gym and you start working out, you're like, I'm just not here today. This just isn't working.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably smarter to say, yeah, I'll just pack it up and I'll come back and try it again a different day.
Yeah. I have a varying opinion about that one.
I know you do.
Because there's been many, many, many times that I want to go home.
right.
I was having a very off day. This started when I was at home,
Mm-hmm.
working out even. I didn't want to continue working out. I would lay there on the floor, or I would sit there at the machine. I'm on my phone. Next thing you know, it's 5-10 minutes, and I haven't done another rep. I'm just not into it. So
Mm-hmm.
I would, if you continue on that, you could start getting yourself in a bad position where it's been like 2-3 weeks now and you haven't worked out.
Well, then you need to. You
because
need to
you-
look at why you're having
you
those
can-
mental blocks.
You need to have that mental motivation, that discipline when you're at the gym. If you don't feel like it at the same time, you need to push through it because you can reach the other side of it.
right.
About halfway through my workout, next thing you know, I'm killing it.
Okay, so that's the difference between
So-
having not mentally being 100%
Yeah.
and physically not being 100%. I would
Yeah.
say
I
you
mean,
can
like,
go
there's
into
a
the gym
difference, so
being
it's like,
mentally
there's-
gung-ho and your body's like,
There's
no.
even times where I haven't been there, like, physically 100%.
Yeah, and those are the times I'm talking about more
Yeah.
than the mental times. The
Yeah.
mental times, yeah, you can. It's like maybe you just need to get that in that mindset, right?
Yeah.
Get your game face on,
Yeah.
get the game attitude going.
Yeah.
But if you're physically down, those are the times that it'd be smart to say, I'm just not here today. I'm not going to perform that great. I don't want to risk anything.
Right.
Let's go do something else.
Yeah, I have
Right.
a strong example of that. I was sick not super long ago, and I was feeling all right. I was still sick. I went to the gym. I worked out to the point I almost wanted to throw up. Don't do that. And I got myself re-sick. Next day, I could barely walk, and I had to leave school because I couldn't walk anymore.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so don't do that.
No, like I
But-
said, that's when you got to know your physical limits and
Yeah.
listen to what your body's saying. If it's like saying today's not a good day to work out, you need to listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the gym's going to be there another day.
Yeah. Just trust whatever you guys go through, we've been through it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, so just to end it off, basically, bottom line, there's a time where it comes to, like, lighten the weight and to increase it, embrace the challenge and push yourself
Right.
when you're working out. And, on those last reps, just push through it,
Mm-hmm.
if you're strenuous and you can't really breathe and you're really struggling to push that last weight, do it, and you're gonna see the results and change your body. So yeah,
Right. Definitely. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Again, social media is the best way to reach out to us. And if you want to see my shoulder MRI, that's the only way you're going to see it is go to my Instagram page. You can follow us on social media. For Mandy, it is honestfitlife_Mandy. And for me, it is honestfitlife_David on Instagram. Or you can visit our website at honestfitlife.com. Be sure to consult your doctor or healthcare provider before beginning any weight loss or fitness training program. This has been a Road One Media production. All rights are reserved.